Just give me a second. Yeah. Good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening.
Yeah. How's everyone doing? Okay. So my name is Bharvi Khatri, and I'm a naturopath, psychologist, and a life coach. So today we are going to talk about core beliefs. So we are having taking the training on cognitive behavioral therapy. So in core belief, it is a very integral part of CBT. What are core beliefs? So core beliefs are a person's most central ideas about themselves, others, and the world around them. What they believe. These beliefs act like a lens through which you see every situation, and you experience your life's you have experiences through this lens. You see everything. So if you have a core belief, you will be generating your thoughts from there. So because of this, people with different core beliefs might be in the same situation, but they think, feel, and behave very differently. So according to their core belief, they will perceive the situation and react accordingly and behave on the basis of those core beliefs. Even if a core belief is inaccurate, it still shapes how a person sees the world. Even if they are have wrong core beliefs. Maybe they have a core belief that I'm a bad person, or I'm not worthy, worthy, and people don't love me. Whatever there could be the core belief, it could be negative or it could be positive. Whatever the thing is, they will perceive the things, situations, others, and themselves on the basis of these core beliefs. These core beliefs can be harmful also. It shapes, these harmful core beliefs can lead you to the very negative thoughts about yourselves, your feelings and behaviors. And when you have rational core beliefs, which are in the inaccurate core beliefs, they lead you to you will have a very balanced reaction towards things. Even if it is in your not in your favor, you can evaluate because your core belief is strong. Just suppose if for example, my boss is not talking to me properly, or he's scolding me for something which I didn't do properly. So my core belief is that I am capable enough in this situation. I can understand. If that belief is there, I will behave accordingly. If that is not the core belief, my core belief is that I'm not worthy, I'm not capable of doing this, then what will I do? I will behave according to that core belief. So if my core belief is negative, that I'm not worthy and I'm not capable, then I will stop putting efforts. Why should I put efforts? I'm not capable enough. I won't be able to do it. So this feeling, this emotion will come in your behavior. And if it will come in your behavior, definitely it will change the course of your life. So another example, I will give you. Two people have different core beliefs. So same situation, the thought is, the core belief is that I'm a failure. Okay, the thought is, of course I failed, why bother? So what is the feeling here? Depressed. And what is the behavior? He makes no effort to change, and there are no changes in his life. And the person B, he is having the core belief that I am perfectly capable, and when I give my best effort. So what is the thought here? I did poorly because I didn't prepare. And what is the feeling? Disappointed. And what will be his behavior? Behavior will be, he will plan, to study before the next presentation. Prepare well in advance. So I could say that core beliefs are often hidden beneath surface level beliefs. I will give you an example over here. See, like no one likes me. So it might underline the surface belief that my friends only spend time with me out of pity. So, okay. So when you're feeling helpless, you'll see I'm weak, I'm a loser, I'm trapped. So there are a lot of such examples over here, which you can understand the core belief with. So what are the consequences of harmful core beliefs? See, you will have interpersonal problems. You will not have, you will not trust people, other people's, and you will have the feeling of inadequacy in yourself. And if you are in a relationship, it will affect your relationship. You will not have a cordial friendship with people around you. You might have excessive jealousy. You could be aggressive, and you can also, put other people's need above your own needs, and it could lead to mental health problems also if it goes into extreme levels. See, everybody has core beliefs. As I told you earlier also, they could be positive, they could be negative also. If they are positive, of course it will help you. If they are negative also, uh, see, in our primitive times, people used to have their negative core beliefs as well. Over there, they used to think, what if somebody is attacking us? They will always think about the worst. But that used to prepare them how to act, what to, prepare yourself for the next action if it is required. But only if it is going into the extreme, it is a problem, and only then it will create mental health problems. Otherwise, everybody has these negative core beliefs as well. So if mental health, if it goes into the extremes, could get into depression, anxiety. You can get into yourself into substance abuses. You might start smoking or using drugs or alcohol. If the situation arises where there is a lot of stress is there, you will not be able to handle that, how to handle it properly. It might lead to low self-esteem. So, there are very some facts I would like to share about some core beliefs. People are not, born with core beliefs. How they are developed? They are developed in your childhood when you are small. Just suppose, for example, when I was small, my mother would say that, you should keep your house tidy. Don't create a mess. So the core is getting developed that no, that cleanliness is important for me. If I'm brushing my teeth regularly, my mother is forcing me that no, you should brush your teeth. These are very simple examples, and these are good, positive, core beliefs, and they help you when you grow up. So like this also, indirectly, sometimes you understand according to your own perceptions, and you develop those things, and they get deep inside so much. In the negative sense, if I talk about, then see, if you are in school and your teacher says you did well, really bad in your exams, and your teacher might say you're stupid, you don't know anything, you failed in the exam, and xyz anything. So what is she saying? Stupid or idiot or not capable enough, you're bad in maths or science or Hindi or xyz subject. So that is getting, really gradually, it is getting deeply ingrained in you. Okay, I am this, and you start behaving accordingly, and you get evidence. Okay, you next time also again you did, bad into the maths. Then what is happening? You said, oh, I told you, see, I'm not good with maths. It is not, I can't, it is not my cup of tea. So it is deeply getting ingrained in you. So these core beliefs are learned over a period of time. These are just the examples. There could be multiple number of core beliefs in you. So they usually start in childhood, or during stressful situation, or if you had any traumatic incident in your adulthood, your core beliefs will start developing. What happens is that, you see, when you have certain core belief about yourself or people around you, see people around you with that lens only, as I told you. So what happens if somebody is saying against that information is against your, it is contradicting your core belief, you will ignore it. No, it doesn't go with my core belief, so you will just ignore that information which is coming to your way. So not necessarily that core beliefs are not, usually it is not they not necessarily that they are true. They can be wrong also. These are your perceptions, your thoughts, and thoughts can be wrong also, either about yourself or the world around you. They tend to be very stiff, rigid, and they go for a very long period of time if it is very deep ingrained. But there is a hope that you can always change it when you grow, with the help of the different tools. We can reframe, we can there is a cognitive restructuring With the help of that, you can always change your core beliefs. And when you change your core beliefs, your behavior, your feelings will change, and ultimately you will lead a better life. So core beliefs, were first conceived in CBT, and they are also known as schemas. I think you must have heard, if you're a psychologist, a schema is a very regular word which we use. So which we shape, how we process and interpret when a new information is coming to your way, how you are understanding, how you are processing it. Those are called schemas or core beliefs. So Arenberg outlined three interrelated levels of cognition. They were core beliefs, dysfunctional assumptions, and negative automatic thoughts. So today, as I had told earlier also, that we will be talking about automatic negative thoughts. So we can think of our automatic negative thoughts as situational expressions, whatever is happening of our dysfunctional assumptions or and negative core beliefs. Although the automatic negative thoughts, as also known as ant, it is very clear in this word only, that these are negative thoughts which are generated in our mind automatically. We don't put efforts to it. Whatever happens, instantly we will think negative about that thing. So when you are using CBT as a psychotherapist, we will help people identify first these destructive thoughts, thought patterns. So understanding, identifying these automatic negative thoughts is a huge help, because whenever, with the help of, identifying, the first problem we are solving is that we are getting aware about it. If we are not aware about it, we cannot give any solution. So this brings very important foundation thing, that we are making them aware of those things, and we will help the person develop strategies. We will be telling him how to challenge those negative thoughts, and then we will be helping them to change them in a more constructive thought patterns. So it will be helping them. So first we will be setting them a goal to become aware. Then they will learn how to control those thought patterns, and then so that they will not harm them, their physical or their mental health, and it will not be that disruptive also in their life. Uh, we don't usually, whenever we are doing a CBT to a patient, it doesn't happen in just one session. We just train them again and again. Every session we will just sit with them. First of all, we will do the downward arrow exercise with them, reach to their core, what is their core belief, and then we will change it, we will challenge it again and again, so that it becomes very constructive thought patterns they have. So every session we will be doing it again and again, so that they can identify it, and they can themselves change their thought patterns. So even the sessions are over, they will not need us to guide them. So we train them in such a manner that whenever it arises, what will be their action, how to do it, how to change that, how to reframe the sentence, and how to reframe their own thought patterns. So that this is called as restructuring. So I'll give you some examples over here. What are automatic negative thoughts? For example, I'll never find a job that fulfills me. This is their negative thought. It's a very clear example of a catastrophic automatic thinking. I told you about last time also, catastrophic distortion. So in this, what happens? We base ourselves on certain informations. This is just an information that maybe you didn't get a job, but you jump to a conclusion that the worst outcome will come, that that something worst is going to happen to you. If you didn't get a job one time, maybe try another time. I'm just simultaneously telling you how to reframe as well. So you are saying this automatic negative thought is that I will never find a job that fulfills me. Okay, so how you can reframe it? You can always say, maybe not this time, but if I try again, if I can upskill myself, maybe I can join new courses, I can work on myself, I will apply for multiple another jobs, and maybe I will find what is my niche, and that will work for me. So this way you will put more efforts. If you have the older mindset, you will stop putting efforts, because why to bother? Because I'm not never going to get it. So these kind of thoughts are not helpful in any way. Another example could be, I'm a failure as a husband, wife, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, XYZ, whatever. This is your core automatic negative thought. So you can say, whenever we are putting up attention to a small piece of information, and what you do, rest of the information you are just ignoring. In this case, what is happening? We are focusing only on one mistake you have made as a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or girlfriend. You are not taking into account the positive qualities that will, subside all these negative thoughts. For example, a husband comes home, and wife is just sitting and not doing anything at that time. She was maybe absorbed in watching TV or mobile or reading a book or whatever. She didn't even ask at the time that how was your day. The husband shouts at the wife, what is it? I came from office and you didn't even look at me. What am I doing? How was my day? My day was very bad. You're not a good wife. And her core belief and her automatic negative thoughts will, get these are called as triggers, by the way. So we'll talk about it later. That triggers her, and that pinches her deep inside, and a chain of thoughts starts coming into her mind. Okay, I'm not a good wife. I behaved such badly. I didn't even ask him how was his day, how's he feeling, and all those thoughts start coming in her mind. What will happen at that time? Next time also she will not put the efforts, and that will happen again and again. She will get the evidence. Okay, see, this is what happens. I am like this only, and whatever effort she was putting, she will stop that. So there she can reframe her thought patterns in the way, maybe at that time I was engrossed with something important, or maybe I didn't do what I was supposed to do. If I didn't do I was supposed to do without any relevant reason, then I can always put the efforts next time. I can always change. And if I had genuine reason, then also it might have happened, one time. So another distortion is overgeneralization, that whenever it happened, it always happens. We always say always. So it is not necessarily that it will happen all the time. Maybe it happened one time. So you have to change your thought patterns first whenever that is happening, and then change it. So how do we, identify if all these automatic negative thoughts are happening in our mind? For one example, I've already given you. So same example, I will take it further. That what will happen? That was the trigger. That husband came and said something which she was supposed to do and she didn't do. That was her trigger, and that was the situation. How did she feel at that time? She felt sad, frustrated, and anxious for because she didn't notice her husband. Whatever he was going through at that time, what was he struggling with, and she thinks to herself, "I'm a terrible wife. Okay, she's not good enough for her husband, and he should be better, without me. I should have noticed, I should have done something." So what happened here? If she stops and she identifies, okay, these are her negative, automatic thoughts. So once she will have to, there are a few steps how you can do that. So first she will have to identify her unpleasant feelings. What are those unpleasant feelings? Really sorry. So she will have to pay attention to her emotions at that time, whatever negative feeling she's getting, how she's feeling. She will identify, okay, as I said earlier, she might be feeling anxiety, she might be feeling frustrated, she might be feeling the sadness. So she have to acknowledge those things. Okay, these are the unpleasant feelings I am getting at the moment. So if she notices that she is feeling these unpleasant emotions, she can use this as the key. To what? She will unlock those thoughts that made her feel this way. If she doesn't know, if she's not aware, she will not put the efforts to know where is it coming from. So that is the first step, that you have to identify your unpleasant feelings. The second one is, you have to identify the thought that resulted in those feelings. So you have to go back and think, why am I reacting like this? What am I, reacting to? What is that thing that triggered me? So in this case, she had these were the automatic negative thoughts. That's why, it resulted into this situation. And if she thinks about it, she can pinpoint what these are. Maybe in her mind she knew that she was supposed to do something, and she was supposed to take care of her husband. She was supposed to notice when he came from the office. She can pinpoint all these things. Okay, she was supposed to do those things, but I didn't do that. And that act, that behavior is making her feel that ways. But ultimately, if you go back, what is happening? She's trying to find faults in herself. Okay, this is the mistake I did. But if she has a very positive core belief about herself, she will say, okay, next time I will rectify this behavior, and I can change the situation. So what will happen when she has this positive core belief? She will behave accordingly. When the next time her husband is coming, she will take notice. She will ask him how was his day. She will just talk to him, have a chit chat with him, and the husband will feel heard, listened to, and his presence will be aware to in the scenario. So both parties will be happy in the situation, and we can have a very friendly environment in our home. And this could be happening in the office as well, or in with your friends, your partners, other partners. In any XYZ situation, you can utilize this. Even in general acquaintances or general scenarios, you can try to implement all these things. So how do we recognize these patterns? That is our third step. So automatic thoughts usually, they usually have a very unhealthy patterns. They repeat themselves and reinforce the image we have about ourselves or the people around us. We confirm again and again, okay, this happened again. I told you this was what I was thinking about. They always behave like this. I always behave like that. So you are reinforcing it, repeating it again and again. So whatever you are interacting with other people, or you are having conversation with yourself also in your mind, you will be repeating these conversations or the scenes in your mind, and it is getting reinforced, and then the automatic negative thought is converting into your core belief. So she might, in this case, the lady might recognize that she usually, get into this automatic negative thought mode whenever she has a disagreement with her husband, or she just feels like, these interactions whenever she is having with her husband, they are very unpleasant. So immediately, whenever that conversation will start, she will immediately turn into. I will use that and word instead of automatic negative word, negative thought. So she will get into the ant immediately whenever the conversation is starting, and she's behaving from that core belief wherever it's coming from, because it has already triggered inside her. So then what will happen? The next step will be, she will be identifying what are possible cognitive dissonance over here. So what exactly is cognitive dissonance? Cognitive dissonance is when we used very biased interpretation of reality, simply because it is happening to us. Whatever is happening, you just interpret in your own understanding of everything, and again it comes from your core beliefs. Whatever you believe, you will use that lens, look at the thing, and interpret the situation very biasedly, based on your understanding on your core beliefs or on your own ants. So let's say the same thing happened to a friend of yours. Would you have the same experience if it is happening with your friend? I don't think so. Your perception will change, because it is not happening with you, it is happening with someone else. So you are not relating in the situation with yourself. Sometimes we do, but in general, we are generally not, we will be behaving with a different perspective over here. So, if you say that, this situation, how will you change? Or once you have identified, I've told you how you can uh, change your cognitive these biases also, or core beliefs, how you can work on it, and how do you replace it. See, there are a lot of exercises which we can do once we identify all these thoughts. See, the core belief which we have, like just suppose I'm unworthy. This is your core belief. So you get the information about it. If somebody is saying negative thing about you, and it will come into the, you will accept it. Yes, because you have accepted that you are not worthy. So if somebody is behaving in a very wrong manner with you, you will accept it because I deserve it, because I'm not worthy of anything. So whatever he or she is doing is correct. You will accept these kind of things. And if somebody is, if even if you're accepting, it will be very filtered one. Maybe somebody is nice to you, then you will accept only partial information of that, or you will turn into something like if somebody spoke nicely to you, you will say maybe, they have pity on me, or this is called as filtering the information. And if somebody gave you a gift, which they usually don't, you will say, no, they gave me the gift and not because I'm worthy, they gave me the gift because I gave them the gift. So these are very filtered information you are taking about yourself. And if somebody is outrightly, it is not in alignment with your core belief that you're not worthy, you will just reject it. You will not accept it. If somebody is nice to you, or they did something really, said nice things towards you, you will just completely ignore it. Okay, no, that is not true, that is not me. So we will be replacing these automatic negative thoughts with, first of all, you will have to understand deep inside that what exactly are those challenging automatic negative thoughts in you. So identifying and then challenging those thoughts. So as I have told you that all these answers arise from your core beliefs only about yourself or the world around you. So see, if you can always use the positive affirmation. It works sometimes to a certain level, okay, that you can use, no, I am worthy, I am good. These days a lot of such things are going on, no, that I am worthy. You use positive affirmations towards your the people around you. It does work to a certain level, but if you're not working on your core belief, I personally believe it will show you the results, but those results will be very superficial. The moment you are triggered, your core belief is triggered very deeply, it will resurface. So first of all, you have to work on your core beliefs. So how can we replace those core beliefs about yourself or the people around you, or the how you perceive the world around you? So you have to challenge whatever your thoughts are. And how do you challenge? To achieve this, first of all, you will have to ask few questions to yourself. Is there any objective evidence? You have to ask for the evidence for me to think this way. What proof do I have? Just in this case, the same situation, we said that I'm not worthy. If this is your core belief, what proof do you have? And if that proof is relevant, or is it momentary, or maybe it happened only in that situation, how you can change that thing? So these ants are usually very subjective interpretations of the reality, whatever is happening. So it is only your interpretation, it is not actually happening. How you are understanding the thing, that is about your perceptions. So you are not taking into account whatever other evidences you might be having in that situation. Just suppose the same situation I said that the lady's example I gave, that her husband came and she didn't attend to him. So you might say, see, I have the proof, I did it, I didn't attend to my husband when he came, I didn't give him attention. So you might say this is the proof, but ultimately you have to see, maybe that time you didn't do, maybe. Okay. But other times you might have other evidences also, that you cook for him, you go out with him, you take care of his stuff, or you might be doing other of his official works also. Some ladies are doing other official work, bank work, or filling the bills, or taking care of all the legal documents, or there are a lot of other things. So you might be ignoring those evidences. You are just focusing on the at that moment what happened. So you should give yourself more evidences again and again. See, this is the positive evidence also I have. And then if this continues, you should ask yourself, is there any alternative way of me to think about it? I should be thinking in another different manner over here. What could be that? So I've already given you such examples of how she could reframe her thoughts over here. I will just after a few minutes I will be asking directly to you people as well. So, what will happen if you are changing your thoughts over here? Okay, what are the different ways over here you can, talk about it or think about it? You're reframing. So your mind is working over here. You're opening up your conscious mind to put efforts to come with the alternatives, which could be healthier for your mental well-being, or for your relationship, and the peace in the house, or peace in yourself as well. And what will happen? Your, as I told, core beliefs and ants are very rigid, so they will lose their grip on you. They bit by bit, every time if you're doing it again and again, again and again, so it will loosen up its grip, and it will liquidify, and then you might change your core beliefs altogether. So once that is happening, then you will have to, become aware. Am I, getting biased over here? You have to recognize your biasness over here. As I've told you earlier also, ki these cognitive core beliefs are very biased sometimes, or these ants are very biased. You have to identify where these thoughts are coming from. Are you thinking into black and white? Last class I talked about the cognitive distortions. Which distortion is working over here? Is it overgeneralization? Is it black and white thinking? Is it polarized, or whichever distortion? You have to get aware about it. So once you recognize that, but once you're becoming aware about it, ki how it's coming from, where is the source, it will become very soft. Again, I'm telling you that it will lose its grip. You'll understand your interpretations, what exactly is happening in the reality, whether it is real or it is only my perception about the situation. So then again, you have to ask yourself, if I'm thinking in this manner, is it really helping me? If I think that I'm not worthy, or I'm not a good wife, or I'm not a good employer, whatever your core belief is, or whatever your negative thought is it really helping me? If it is not helping you, you have to ask yourself again and again, what are the positive aspects of the same thinking pattern? How can I change, or whatever the positive is there in this present situation, you know and how I can change all those things if it's not helping me. you if it's constantly the answer is coming, no, no, it's not helping me. If I'm thinking in this way, if it's not helping me, if I'm biased, even if I am aware that these are my automatic negative thoughts, they're not helping me. If the answer is no again and again, then there is something you have to change about your thinking patterns, and you have to learn how to change your thought patterns. Even if they are, I will tell you in a while how to do that practically. uh, how you can change your thought patterns in your mind yourself. If because as I told you earlier also, these are very repetitive, they will come again and again, the same patterns. If there is a regular pattern, how you can change again and again? If the thought is coming, you can use that positive sentence again, and you will feel that gradually you start feeling better about yourself, because your core is getting replaced. So uh, Once you replace these automatic thoughts with the healthier rational thoughts, what happens there? Just whenever you are repeating all these positive affirmations, they might not be helpful to a certain extent, but they do help, become helpful in a certain manner, because you are creating a goal. Ultimately, this is what you want to feel about yourself, or about the situation, or about the people around you. So if you are creating affirmations, at least you are getting aware about your goals. What exactly are you looking for in your life, or in your partner, or in yourself? So at least these positive affirmations, bring positive changes in you, just by getting creating a goal. Okay, this is where I want to reach, and then accordingly you will behave also, and think accordingly in the alignment of that thought. So but if you are deliberately, intentionally, you are reframing your negative thoughts in a very healthier version, then you are creating a very better emotional state about yourself also. So whenever we will do it practically, whenever we are using very negative thoughts, or thinking, even if we are thinking, it affects our mental health and physical health as well. I don't know whether it is true or not. I'll give you an example. There is some country there, whenever they don't cut trees. I'm forgetting the name of the country, but whenever they want to cut the tree, they will not actually physically cut it. All the people of the tribe will go and they will start abusing the tree. They will start, saying all the negative words to the tree, and then after a while, the tree will, be dead. I don't know it's true or not, but it does happen. If somebody, or if yourself are telling yourself again and again so much of negative things, what will happen? Your root will be, you know, plucked. So the first thing, I don't know about other people, because your other people's thoughts and behaviors are not in your control. What is in your control? These are your thought patterns. So you can change them. And constantly, if you're telling yourself negative, things about yourself, or for people around you, you can imagine what is happening over your in your, how bad is it for your mental health. So whenever you're using positive things, you can always create new, you can build a new positive thought patterns. So it could be, whenever you're creating new thoughts, they could be realistic. You have a real evidence with you, like in the case of the boss example. You can always, collect all the evidences that in the past you had done so many, good projects. You had done some nice work over there. You actually have to bring those evidences to yourself. Okay, see, this is what I had done. So first they will be realistic, then they should be very objective. There should be no room of interpretation, that you are interpreting it like this, or other person is understanding it in their own perception. No, it should be very objective. And the third, it should be very constructive. If you are trying to change, you are trying to build a new thought pattern, you try to make it very constructive. It should be, it should help you in advancing yourself rather than putting yourself down. So what could those constructive thoughts be? Like in the case of the wife, as I told you earlier, that she can reframe that whatever she was doing, even if it is not correct at that particular time, she can take in advance. If her husband is coming, she should know, okay, the time he is coming, and she just 5 minutes of attention, and that will help them in their relationship, in her mental health, and in her core beliefs, and her ants, so she doesn't go back into that trap. For example, I will give you another example. I'm really sorry. Uh, okay, let me tell you about this thing. First thing, that in the beginning, whenever you're using these techniques, no, you might feel, they are really not natural. They're being forced. This is very unnatural. No, that I'm using new kind of frame, and this doesn't work with my core belief and my thoughts. This is very unnatural, and I feel I'm really forced to do all these things. It is not coming to me. But eventually, when you're doing it again and again, the more we, practice it, it will become very easier for you, and it will come naturally to you over a period of time. when till you reach a point that it is very unconscious, it is becomes a very natural process to you, that whenever a new negative thought is coming to you, you have come into habit of reframing it or challenging your own thoughts, that it is your second nature. And people will ask you how you do that, whenever something like that is coming, you just go with the flow. Next, what you can do, you have to write it down and keep on practicing again and again. Whatever we are doing, the whole process is I always talk in my tell in my talks or in my sessions with the patients. So I always ask them to write whatever exercises I'm asking them to do. They can always tell me verbally, like the thought journal or the event, right now I gave you some exercises, whatever they are doing, you can always excuse me, they can always tell me verbally, but I always ask them, I motivate them to write it down. It brings more clarity. In the last class also I told that the writing process is very important. When you're writing with your hands, mobile I can adjust, laptop and iPad or whatever, but when you're writing with your hands, with the pencil and paper, it helps you in a different way. Because you, whenever you're writing with your hand, with the pencil and paper or pen or paper, you're becoming more aware about your thought patterns, how they are behaving. If I'm talking to you verbally, you know uh, it is just coming as a flow. Okay, but if I'm writing it down, I will have to be becoming more thoughtful, whatever is coming. So I will become more aware whatever is going in my mind. So whenever you are writing, you will become aware about your thought patterns, and you will be holding yourself accountable for whatever is transformation is happening in your life. You are accountable for them, and you will you will feel very empowered. And when one more benefit I feel of this exercise is that whenever you are writing, later if you are keeping it with yourself, and you go back and reread those pages or diaries, whatever you have written, you can always see the development in yourself. See, when you started it all, how, what was your thought, then you reached here, then you reached here. So the developmental will be very concrete. You will be able to point it out that okay, here, this is how I developed, this is my development. If you are just doing it verbally, that then you will also forget how you reframed it, how you changed it, your thought patterns. I hope you are able to understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am. It's absolutely clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Now I would like to demonstrate all these theoretical part I've been talking. I really would like someone to come on the camera, or at least on the audio, whatever is you're comfortable with, so I can demonstrate it in the live. And anyone who wants to volunteer, please raise your hand so that we can unmute you. Anika Khurshid. Anika Khurshid.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, are you okay talking about it?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so here, see, first of all, you can, opt out also. I'm just going to tell you what we are going to do over here. See,
Okay.
you can either pretend, okay, to be a patient or a client, or if you want to solve your own problems, that is also okay with me. I'm okay with anything. And
All right.
okay, so in this process, I will be asking you a few questions,
All right.
and we will be trying to work on it, how we can do it practically.
All right.
Okay, so first we will start with your ANT, automatic negative thoughts. Can you share any negative thoughts about yourself? Or you can pretend?
I'm much a positive person, but what I think about myself, like I always think like I don't have a strong memory. Like I always feel, maybe sometimes I feel like it's just it's just the false perception about myself. But whenever I try to memorize something, I keep forgetting. Or I also consider this point while thinking, like maybe I do not focus on my study stuff and memorize well as compared to the other students who memorize well. So whenever I try to memorize well, I sometimes do, but even then the end of the perception or end thought that comes to my mind is that like I'm having a weak memory. So
Sure.
maybe this is my negative point. Yeah.
Automatic. Okay. And we will come back to that. What is your core belief over here?
Uh, and I want to mention another thing, like what I
Mhm.
think, like maybe there are some past, in my history, there are some such scenarios. I blame those scenarios, like because of those scenarios or those events, my memory is not strong enough. Like it could have a better memory, but the situation or past events made it like this. So yeah, maybe it's my biased interpretation about it.
Okay. See, she said she has a bad memory, right? Evidence. Can you give me the evidence over here that you're saying that my memory is not good?
Evidence, yeah, evidence. I can say, like, whenever I try to memorize something, I forget it. Like, I do not
Give me
memorize for a
concrete
long time.
example. Always and no, give me concrete example. When I was, studying for the exam of science, I
Okay,
forgot the chapter or this question like that. I'm just giving an example like that. You give me or any other incident. No, if not exams, any other example which you want to give. It has to be very
okay,
concrete.
okay.
Mm.
I will give you the recent example. Like, I was memorizing a definition of some.
Mhm.
It was a definition, so me and my friend was memorizing it together. And
Mhm.
during exam, I forgot the definition, and she wrote it
Mhm.
properly. So it was, it was strengthening my perception. Like, yeah, I have a weak memory because we memorized it together, and it was there that time. But I don't know. Later, I forgot it.
Okay. See, she gave me the evidence, okay, over here that this is what happened. But you said the word always. I always forget. Can you give
Uh,
me the evidence when you remembered, actually remembered and did well? Can you give me the evidence of that?
yeah. I'll take the same example. Like during that exam,
Mhm.
there were many things I remembered. Like obviously, uh, I'm topper on my batch, so I remember things. But I believe that I have my perception. I work on not theory, but I work on my concepts. So I always get the position, but I believe that there is a reason. Like I have clear thoughts and I have good you know the perception about the topic, but not like I memorize things good. So yeah, there were certain definitions. There were certain point to point we can say headings that I memorized, but I always thought about that particular
Mhm.
definition I memorized with my friend. So why did I forget that?
Okay, see, this was just one incident, maybe, or maybe multiple incidences, but she herself gave the evidence. The other times, she does remember. But when we started the talk, she used the word, my memory is bad always. I keep forgetting things. Maybe certain time. Okay, but now I will not tell you the reframing part. You tell me, you reframe it? The same sentence which you said in the beginning?
uh, what are you trying to ask? Like I try to reframe this statement, like I forget things.
Yes, that, yeah,
Yeah,
the sentence which
certain
you.
times I blame myself too. Like I think like I do not focus on my topic, or I do not yeah, while memorizing things, the one thing that comes to my mind, like I think like I would not be able to memorize it properly. So I better understand the concept and
Mhm.
go to the next topic. And
Okay.
I just jump to the next topic, and I don't deeply delve into that topic and try to memorize things just because of this concept. Like I will not remember anything later, so better understand the concepts.
She herself is giving the solutions of her problem, and by reframing, when I said that reframe it, I meant the sentence. See, you said I always forget things. You can always say sometimes I forget things, and I need to work on it. I will work on it the next time. And you have already given the solutions that how you can work on it. Understood
Yeah.
it? Right. So when you have this kind of mindset, you will be putting more efforts. And as it is, I also personally believe, that you should understand the concept instead of, that mugging the topic. You might top in the exam, but you will not, you will forget the moment you give the exams. So there's no point. That's why I'm doing this practical right now to, just not the theoretical part. I want you people to understand how you practically do it in a session when a client is coming to you. I hope this made it more clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay, see what happens. These core beliefs are triggered. Last time in the class, somebody had asked also. I don't remember the name of that lady, but how these are triggered. But I hope in the session I was able to make you understand, these triggers. So whenever you have any core belief, if it goes according to your perception about yourself, that is okay. If it is against it, it will trigger you. Okay, it is not getting into alignment of my core beliefs. One very nice thing I would like to say is that core beliefs are based on, somewhere, right or wrong, it is not the part, but you have some values in your life. That's how it is developed. So I'm really sorry, Fahmida. You want to say something? You have raised your hand or no? Okay, somebody else has raised hand, no? I don't remember the name. Anyhow, so I'll give you an example. Just suppose sometimes you're watching a TV, very emotional movie, and wait, Sadia, I'll just give you, I'll give you the chance. I'm watching a movie, and an emotional scene comes, and suddenly you start crying. You don't even know. Do you understand why you were crying? What happened? There was nothing in that, and we have no explanation for that thing. That why? What was that trigger over here? It happens sometimes with anybody, that we are watching a movie or some scene or anything, right? So we don't
Yes, ma'am.
understand why that is happening to us. So we have to think what got triggered in us. For example, if I'm going out and eating my favorite food, it could be XYZ thing, I'm eating that, okay, and suddenly start crying while eating food. People will think, is she crazy? Why is she crying while eating food? But when I'm eating, that reminds me of my, maybe my mother or my father, though they are not with me at the moment. Something triggers in you, and you you go back to that memory you had with them, right? So it happens in all kind of situations. You have to understand what is your triggering part over here, what is your core belief, what is your negative thought over here. Once you get aware of it, once you go back, once you start working on it, then you can reframe it. And I'm telling you, your life will take very positive direction. Yes, Sadia had raised his hand, his or her.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I want to ask a
Yeah,
question.
Sadia.
That
Yes.
sometimes thought patterns are so strong and automatic that even we are aware of it, but it
Mm-hmm.
becomes so difficult to come out of it that we know a lot of solutions that it can be
Mm-hmm.
better by writing it down, or it can be better by awareing of it, but we
Mm-hmm.
cannot take a step. That is so these I want to just say that these patterns have become so automatic and so strong that
Mm-hmm.
even if we try to solve them, if we try to come out of them, we it becomes so difficult for us.
See, there are a lot of aspects I will need to know here. First question is that have you applied all these things?
Yes, ma'am, I have applied all these things.
Okay, so all.
I tried on the things, and
Mm-hmm.
I strongly pay attention to my thoughts and to my feelings, that what am I feeling right now, or what I am thinking right now. But in spite of all these things, it becomes a difficult.
Okay, so how have you done it? Can you tell me which exercise have you done? Have you done the thought journal? Have you, have you done the ABCDEF model? Have you done the guided discovery, or have you done the Socratic questioning, Dartmouth arrow? Which exercise did you apply, and
Uh,
how did you apply? This is the last question I will be taking. Really sorry. Yes.
Ma'am, No, no, ma'am.
Hmm?
No.
No.
Ma'am, just I wrote down the things, but
Okay.
it
See,
works
first,
only for 2 or 3 days.
okay. See, what is happening here? She had, I'm not saying that, I will have to ask you a lot of questions to reach there, ki what is stopping you and whether you actually did it or not. First, you will have to bring the evidence. Okay, I did it. See, this is the proof. This is the paper I tried. Okay, but nothing is working. And if it is working, we have different exercises, different tools. I could have, told you, but it will be very lengthy. But
Sorry, ma'am. Sorry for interruptions. But I just want to say that I have tried, but
mhm,
when I think it doesn't work, I just
mhm.
left all
See.
exercises.
Okay, now tell me what exactly is happening over here. Now you have to tell me. You just, attended this session, right? Tell me what exactly your ant is working or your core belief is working. What is working over here? You are aware of what thing? What is your core belief over here? Your automatic negative thought is that no, it will not work. I have tried it already, right? This is your ant. What is your core belief over here?
Ma'am, I feel that I'm not confident. Or and when someone is going to ask a question, I will forget the answer.
Okay,
But my core
go
belief
back.
is that
Hmm.
I am not confident. The person in the front of me is continuously judging me.
Okay, and why is that banned?
Ma'am, I don't know.
See, think about it. Why is that bad? Keep on asking yourself. You said, you came at a little one step back, at least. You know that I'm not confident. Go one step back. Okay, why am I not confident? And what is confidence for me? Where is it coming from? Go back. If
Ma'am,
you can tell me now that confidence, okay, go back.
I think it's from family that our all family members are very shy.
Very shy.
Environment of our family is not confident.
Okay, go back again.
Even
How
that we will.
in your own context, okay, if you are not confident, it came from your family, okay, because you were surrounded by like that. How go back? Did something happened in your childhood? Why your confidence was not developed? There it will be a lengthy procedure to go get back to you, because there will be a lot of things which we do in a session, right? So first to understand what is the next session, maybe I will try to, I can't guarantee, but next session I will try to give you those Socratic questions and downward arrow and all those things, how you can reach to your core belief and then how you can work on it. There are multiple tools. With the help of that, you can reframe, restructure. You will be, see, when I told you said it did not work for me. Write down the percentage. Okay, maybe last time it didn't work, 100% it didn't work. I'm 100% sure it didn't work. So go back to it. Maybe 1% it worked, maybe 2%. So it is a continuous process. That is, I told you, core beliefs are very difficult to shake up. It will take a lot of time, not just one session, two session. No, it take, because the core beliefs are developed over the period of years in you. Then why do you expect they will be gone in 2 days or 3 days or few weeks or few months? So
Yes, ma'am,
the
I told
deeper
you
the
that it
core.
works.
Hmm?
Ma'am, I told you it works, but it works
Hmm.
for only 2 to 3 days. And when the things are going to
Constantly.
better, it
Yes,
was,
trigger.
ma'am. The next time,
Hmm.
I think that the next
Hmm.
time things become more worst than improving.
And write it down all. Okay, this is your ant which is speaking. Bring the evidence against it or in favor of it. Write it down. It worked this much of percentage. Okay, now this much. Okay, maybe even if it is going worst, write it down. It is worse now. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thanks,
Okay,
ma'am.
Mr. Hamdard, you wanted to ask you some question.
Yes, ma'am. One
Hmm.
of my friend's brother having a core belief, like uh, he think about yellow color. Okay, he thinks that yellow color give him, harm, or it is very harmful. So
Voice is
when we
not
talk,
clear. You're saying yellow color is harmful. That is your core belief.
core belief is yellow color.
Huh? Core belief is
Uh,
yellow color.
yes, he is thinking about and talking about yellow color. That yellow color harms him.
Yellow color harms him. That is his core
Yes,
belief. right?
Yes.
This could
And
be very.
whenever we talk with him that it is nothing with the color, we
Your voice is not clear, Mr. Hamdard. Okay, I could hear only this much, that he's saying yellow color is harmful for someone. That is their core belief, right? So they have to bring the evidence, okay? And somebody asked me other a question over here, that I have told you the examples of this so many times, how to reframe, right? Gives an example and tell in that example every aspect explained in today's session. Like this one is the core belief, it is reframing, etc. Okay, you are the one who's asking all these questions. Okay, can you explain your question again, because I can't understand what you're saying at the moment. I'm not able to hear. Your voice is not. Mr. Tayyab, are you there? Can you please explain it to me what he's saying? His voice is not clear to me.
Yes, you can ask about Hamdard question. He asked his friend core belief is that
Mhm.
yellow color is the sign of harm and
Mhm.
sin.
Sin.
He say about that.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is his belief. Okay, this is the last question I will be taking. So his core belief is that you're saying that yellow color is bad and it is a sign of sin. Then he has to bring the evidence against it, if that is the belief. Okay, this is, first of all, he has to write what is his thoughts. This is his thought, you have written. What feelings do you get, when you see a yellow color thing, any object, clothes, or whatever? Whenever you see yellow color, what happens inside your body? What feelings do you get? You have to explain that. Anger, anxiety, guilt, or xyz, I don't know what comes to that person's mind. Then you have to bring what is your behavior, what do you do at that time? If the yellow color is coming in front of you, do you go away from there? Do you ignore that thing? You go and face it? Do you challenge it? Whatever your behavior is there, okay? Then you have to bring the evidence. Does it actually happen, whatever you are thinking? The actual evidence. And then last you will come how you can change, how you can reframe it. Understood? And once you do actually do these exercises, no, they are very simple in listening, but when you are actually doing it in practically, you will see the changes. And you have to do it again and again until you see the difference. In every session I ask my patients to write the percentage also. How much, if the anxiety is there, how much, write the percentage. I feel anxious, 60% anxious, or 80% sadness, whatever. You write down the percentages, and you see whether it is increasing or decreasing. So you work on the level, and accordingly you change. If it is not working, we will work on something else. So we will try to reframe the sentence, or change the situation accordingly. Thank you, Mr. Tayyab. I think I'm
Thanks,
getting late
ma'am.
today.
Thanks,
Thank
thanks.
you.
Especially thanks
Thank
to
you.
Miss Bharvi and all of you. And we announce next session date soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.